Hi, my name is Fred Mastropasqua. I'm a certified Scrum trainer with ClearlyAgile. Today I'm going to talk to you about Scrum, high-level overview, but more from the focus of the product owner role, more on the product owner role. So in Scrum, you typically have a role called the product owner role, right? Their responsibility is to represent the business. Ideally, they come from the business. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't come from IT, but a good product owner represents the business and is an advocate and for the business, right? They need to take all the needs of the business and make that final decision, right? So it's better if they come from the business, but if they come from IT, that just means it's more work for you to try to really build that strong relationships with the business. Above the product owner, you have kind of like stakeholders providing input. A product owner is a single natural person. They're not a committee, right? They're not multiple people. It's one product owner. There might be a committee behind them providing feedback, right? You have other department heads, you have other teams providing feedback. All these people providing feedback to the product owner, right? Providing feedback to the product owner. Now, the product owner does one of two things with that feedback. Their responsibility is to seed or a product backlog. So you have a product backlog, and their job is to either put it in the product backlog, or maybe they say no and they throw it in the trash can, right? And they're like, we're not doing that, right? But ideally, they go in the product backlog. All the different items in the product go in the product backlog, and there is some type of priority order, business values determined. You know, and this product owner is making those decisions. What do we really need to work on now versus later? What really goes in? What really goes out? Right? So they have to have that authority to make those decisions on behalf of all the stakeholders in the business, right? So think about that type of person that you need to be able to do that, right? Someone from IT doesn't necessarily have that authority, and they end up just being a proxy or a pass-through, and without that authority, that's gonna hinder or handicap that product owner. Right? So a really good product owner is really ideally someone that can really make those decisions on behalf of the business. Now, working off in priority order off of your product backlog, right, is a cross-functional development team, and they're pulling things into what we call a sprint backlog. Right? And you have your 3 to 9 cross-functional team members building an integrated product at the end of every single sprint, right? At the end of every single sprint. And their goal is to have some type of potentially shippable product increment that they can present. Right? Scrum Master is there in the middle. All right, making sure the process is being followed. They're not a master of anybody. They're a master of the process, right? And their job is to make sure they're neutral, make sure the process is followed. Their job is also to protect the team in certain areas, which I'll talk about next. So a product owner's job is to shield the team from arbitrary stakeholders, right? They're that first level of defense. Stakeholders here try to go to the development team or try to get through to the Scrum team. Product owner's job is to shield them from that. They're close to the stakeholders, right? They should be able to do that and help shield from that. That's their product owner's job. Scrum Master's job is to shield the team as well as a last level of defense, and also shield the team from shield the team from aggressive product owners, right? If a product owner is trying to push more work into the team, right, Scrum Master needs to make sure that process is being followed. This is a pull system, right? So they pull the work in and they decide what they can forecast or commit to get done. Now, a product backlog, right, kind of has a feeling of or understanding of maybe at first glance that it's one product, right? But you could have multiple products in this product backlog, right? So the idea is that this product owner is responsible for this product backlog, and they're responsible for everything in here. So maybe you have someone that gives feedback on the red items or the red products, so they're providing that feedback. That goes in here. Maybe you have somebody else that's providing input on another product. Maybe we have a purple product, right? And they're providing feedback. And so in your product backlog, you also happen to have purple items, right? You still have one product owner, right? You don't have multiple product owners. You still have one product owner. You may have subject matter experts up here. Maybe you have a subject matter expert and someone that really understands the gold product, right? And they're going to give you feedback on the gold items. Right? This is still one product owner that's working off of this, that's prioritizing this product backlog. Right? The team is still pulling off of one product backlog to work on in that order. Now, that's not ideal because there's a lot of context switching there. So it'd be nice if you have 3 different product backlogs with 3 different product owners with 3 different Scrum teams. Right? But it's 1 product owner to 1 product backlog. Right? This product owner should only be working off 1 product backlog. The development team doing the work should only be working off of 1 product backlog. Right? It's almost like a team product backlog. These are the things that this product owner wants this team to get done. Right? So from the development team's point of view, they only ever have 1 product backlog. They only ever have 1 product owner. Now, if you're using some type of scaling technique, what you might have is you might have 2 teams working off your product backlog at the same time. Right? And that's acceptable. And you have another cross-functional team down here, 3 to 9, and they're delivering an integrated product as well at the end of every single sprint, right? At the end of every single sprint. Maybe they're more focused on the purple product, possibly. But they can do anything here that the product owner has prioritized. And so from the team's perspective, development team's perspective, they each only have 1 product backlog. They each only have 1 product owner. From the product owner's perspective, they have 1 product backlog, but they might have multiple teams working off of them, working off that product backlog. And some type of scaling technique. It'd be nice if you also had a second Scrum Master down here, right? That's also working with this team, shielding the team. What it usually you'll see is some companies will just use the same Scrum Master on both. That could work. It's not going to be the best scenario, but that's still doable. The saying is that a good Scrum Master could handle 2 teams, maybe 3. I would not want to have 3 teams, especially if they're all new. Right? Someone's getting neglected. If I have 2 teams that really understand this and been doing it for a while, then sure, I could probably handle 2 teams. A great Scrum Master can handle 1 team, right? You'll never have you'll never be a great Scrum Master if you have multiple teams. There's nuances that a Scrum Master does with a team that you can kind of tell when they're dedicated to that team. But the point here is that you have 1 product owner to 1 product backlog. That product owner might have multiple teams, but from the development team's perspective, they only have 1 product owner and they have 1 product backlog, 1 product backlog, 1 product owner. But this backlog could have things from multiple products, right? And they're getting feedback. And then these 3 roles, the Scrum Master, the development team, and the product owner, make up the Scrum team when we say the Scrum team. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments below, feel free to let me know. Again, my name is Fred Mastropasqua with Clearly Agile.